We are back on the clay because it is Olympics time and the draw has just come out and you will not be disappointed. This is going to be so exciting. On the clay at Roland Garros, Rafael Nadal's going to be there. Novak Djokovic, Yannick Sinner's withdrawn. You've got Carlos Alcaraz who is winning everything right now. This is my draw reaction. Right, let's get straight into it. And the big news is Novak Djokovic and Nadal can potentially meet in the second round at Paris at the Olympics. The first round is Djokovic-Ebden and Nadal has Fucsovic. If they both win their matches, they will play each other in the second round. And that is what everyone's talking about. We want to see another Nadal-Djokovic special. This time it will be on the clay. Does that mean it's going to favour Rafael Nadal more? It's a hard one to call. And, of course, they've got to win their first matches. I think the whole tennis world, maybe even Ebden and Fucsovic, probably would like to see Djokovic play Nadal for probably the last time ever. I don't think they're going to play another time competitively again. And there's so much at stake. Nadal has a gold medal for Spain. Djokovic does not have one. And Nadal's always spoken about how much it means to him. He's even said at times that it's a bigger honour than a Grand Slam. Of course, that does trigger Djokovic fans. And I wouldn't agree with that. I think a Grand Slam is the pinnacle of the sport. But Djokovic will want to win everything he possibly can. And right now, a gold medal does elude him. If we go to this next one, it's fascinating because it talks about the big three rivalry. And it could end in perfect symmetry. Nadal-Federer, 40 meetings. Federer-Djokovic, 50 meetings. And Djokovic-Nadal could be 60 meetings if they meet in the second round at the Olympics. I was looking at an image earlier of Nadal sitting there watching the draw as it comes through. And I think he's going to be, in a way, pleased. I think he's going to revel in the fact of playing a Novak Djokovic potentially in a second round. And if we do get that match, everyone is going to be so interested in it. I think you're going to see people who don't necessarily watch tennis come up the paintwork. Me and Ben will be doing a massive stream, and there's a lot of stake. I feel. I think Nadal could feel the pressure, and Djokovic certainly will. And my anticipation is, if we do get the match, maybe it's not going to be nowhere near any of the level of standard we've seen in previous matches. I think it could be a nervy affair. But that's my opinion. Let's have a look at the draw proper, and then we'll break down some individual routes. So this is Djokovic's half. He is the number one seed. Yannick Sinner withdrew through injury. Important to note, Andy Murray has also withdrawn from the singles and is only playing doubles with Dan Evans. And what that means is Ebden, I think, he's a lucky loser in. He's replaced Andy Murray. So that section would have been even crazier because we would have had Djokovic-Murray and then the winner plays Fucsovic versus Nadal. So Murray's opted for just the doubles, which is sad because we're not going to see him play any more singles again. So let's have a look at this top half. And my initial reaction is this is an extremely tough half. I think Djokovic, as much as many times recently, I think the Wimbledon draw was very easy, and he's had some easy ones recently, the last few years, specifically in slams. This is a tough one. Djokovic has to beat pretty much everyone to get there, and it's not going to be easy. I mean, if we look down here, I wouldn't really be worried about a Raonic or a Quetfer, but Arnaldi Fees opening round, that's so tough. Baez, no one's won as many clay court matches as him this year. He's been on form, on fire, really tough opponent. And even Nadal or Djokovic, I think, will have their work cut out with a Baez right now because he's gonna grind you right to the end. You've got Tsitsipas. He's going to be hungry, wanting to do it for Greece. We know one of the best clay court players of the last 5 years and can certainly pull it all together if things go well. On the other part, we've got Zverev here, one of the best players of the year. You definitely put him up there with the Sinners. Definitely not as good as Sinner and Alcaraz, but a little bit behind them too, I would say, as probably a third best player of the year. I think he's been fantastic. And certainly on the clay, we saw him at Roland Garros getting all the way to the final. You're not going to want to play him. And neither Djokovic or Nadal will be favourite if they are to face Zverev. I'll put Zverev favourite against either of them. Musetti, he's having a great season. Looked really good on the grass, to be fair. Maybe even better on the grass. So let's see how he gets on. Navone, Borges. Borges just got to the final, just beat Nadal on a clay court. Navone took him 4 hours. These are all really good players. This is tough. Fritz and Bublik, not so keen on, but Fritz, of course, a good seeded top player. Jarry on these courts for Chile. I think he comes from a country where they're so passionate about tennis. He's going to be super pumped. There's going to be probably a lot of fans there for him as well. And definitely not unseeded, but a low seed, dangerous player, and one you'd want to avoid for sure. Looking at the Carlos Alcaraz bottom half, my assessment of this one. So we start from the bottom, that's where Alcaraz is. It's a lot easier. It is a lot easier than the other half, in my opinion. I think the real standout tough players, I do like Seyboth-Wild and Echeverri. I think they're both really good clay quarters and they can be dangerous. But because they're all playing against each other and you've got Tabio in there as well, Alcaraz would only play one of them. He's not going to have to play two of them to get through. And I think them three may be more dangerous than even a Griekspoor or Norrie, potentially. So apart from that, looking up here, you've got Paul, who's having a fantastic season, definitely dangerous, one to watch. I don't anticipate him to do so well. I don't know what it is. I have a feeling that he's not going to transition so well back to the clay courts. And that's why I'm not so big on him as what I was at Wimbledon. De Minaur could be good. And I think he could be the one who maybe faces an Alcaraz. And that's going to be, of course, a really good match. And on this other little bit here, I don't really fancy it. I don't think it's that great at all. You've got Humbert, Felix as the seed, Medvedev not great on the clay, Ofner, who is good but not quite at the level. And this is a great draw for Ruud. It really is. Ruud, I think should be able to win this. Or I don't know. It's a tough one. I think Ruud will be quite pleased. You never know. Cerundolo has the ability to do some great stuff, and Medvedev, he'll be there or thereabouts. Let's see what happens with him. There's a lot of tension, I feel, for him being Russian at this Olympic Games. And I have a feeling that it could be of detriment to a lot of Russian athletes and their performances at the Games. And on that basis, I don't anticipate him or any of the other Russian players to do so well. But that's just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comment section below. And Marozsan could be a real surprise. But really, you look at it and it's a lot more comfortable for Alcaraz. I think this tweet sort of highlights it, and this is Djokovic's draw. Ebden, Nadal, Fils, Tsitsipas, Zverev, Alcaraz. And that's what Djokovic will probably have to do to get a gold medal. It's so tough. And this, let's be honest, will be his last attempt at an Olympic gold medal. Surely he's not going to be playing in another 4 years' time at the Olympic Games. With Djokovic, you never really know. But even if he is playing, you can't imagine him to be at the top of the game and a contender. So this is his last shot, and this is who he's going to have to beat. Nadal in a second round, playing on the courts of Roland Garros on the clay. Ridiculous. But one I'm really pleased about. I want to see that match. I need to see it. And I didn't bring Nadal's draw up because it's basically the same as this. You can see he's just got Fucsovic in the first round, and then it will be the same from him. So for even Nadal or Djokovic, it's an extremely tough draw. Say if Nadal is to get through and beat Djokovic in the second round, he then most likely have to beat Fils, Tsitsipas, Zverev, Alcaraz. Not for me. I feel Alcaraz is the one rubbing his hands together. And if you look at this, you can see Habib, Norrie or Griekspoor, Tabio, Seyboth-Wild, De Minaur, Paul, Medvedev or Ruud, and then a final of Djokovic, Zverev, Fritz, Musetti, Nadal. They've put so many names in there because you don't know who's going to make it from that section. The other half is very tough, but I'm really looking forward to it. Alcaraz has been the in-form man these last few months, making a claim to be the best player this year. Sinner probably just edging it. I'm not sure. Maybe Alcaraz now, because he's done so well in 2 slams back-to-back. And I would put him as a really hot favourite now to win the Olympic gold medal. Of course, he will be playing the doubles as well with Rafael Nadal. And Rafa come out and said, this is a nice photo of them both in the kits, the Joma Spanish attire. And Rafa said, I'm excited to play with the best player in the world right now, and the one who will be one of the best in history. And it's obvious. We all say it, but Carlos Alcaraz is going nowhere. And as long as he can keep fit and his body stays okay, he's going to win so many slams. He's going to win everything. And what a great opportunity right now with the draw he's got to win a gold medal for Spain. Spain having a great few months. They've just won the Euros. He's just won 2 Grand Slams back-to-back. Are they going to get a gold medal in the tennis as well? They may even get 2, because they could get one in the doubles. Because this double pairing is another thing which I cannot wait to watch at the Olympics. I'm really looking forward to it. Alcaraz is having a great time. He wants to live in the Olympic Village because he wants to live the experience. And if you look at the experience, this is the experience he's having at the moment. Just him with all women. Alcaraz living his best life. And I think he's really enjoying it, as you can see from this image here. Last thing to speak about, if I don't think I've missed anything, no, and that is some sad news. Of course, I did touch on it. Andy Murray has played his last singles match of his career. He's going to play doubles with Dan Evans, but we're never going to see Sir Andy Murray play a singles tennis match again. And of course, it was going to be his final hoorah at the Olympics. He's done some magical things in the past here. Del Potro, him, vibes. I've loved it all, and wish him the best in his career of being a dad. But there we go. That is my draw reaction for the men's. I'll also be doing one for the women's later on. But the big news, what everyone is talking about, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic. Is it going to be a second round? Ebden Fucsovic, please don't let me down. We want to see it. And I'm hoping Rafa can do something magical. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. And we'll be bringing as much Olympic content as possible. See you soon.